All right, welcome back to another episode of the Kitchen Table Podcast. I'm your host, Ken Baden, and I'm here with DJ Syck Turtle from, is it Syck Entertainment, or what is it?
Syck Events Entertainment.
Syck Events Entertainment, which is very, I want to be clear, because if you Google Syck Entertainment, that might pull something up. That is not what it is. It's Syck. I want you to say it again so we get it right.
Syck Events Entertainment.
Syck Events Entertainment. In fact, Paulo, my friend, can you please make sure that like little banner clearly articulates what that is?
Yes.
Syck Events Entertainment.
SYCK, not SICK.
Like the hat.
Yeah.
So, local, DMV?
Yep. I'm from PG County. Grew up in the Anne Arundel County area, but yeah, DMV, that's where I'm based out of most of my work out of.
Where'd you grow up? Well, you grew up in Anne Arundel. Where are you from in PG?
Lanham.
Okay.
Lanham, Maryland.
I'm from Waldorf, but we were right there. Right there on the county line, Brandywine. That's in fact where a lot of my family, the Baden bunch from Brandywine, PG. But my grandmother lived in Clinton for some time. But you spent most of your time in Anne Arundel. That's where you grew up.
Yeah. So I guess like right in the middle school era, that's when I moved over to the Anne Arundel County. Graduated from Old Mill High School.
Okay, right on, man. So now we're in Anne Arundel County. So if you're watching this, you're not in anywhere in the DMV. You're not going to know what the hell we're talking about, but that's okay. So Annapolis is essentially what everybody knows. Annapolis is in Anne Arundel County, and we're from outside of that. But I feel like everybody kind of comes over here because it's a nice central location, especially for business.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit more about the business itself, because I know you've done stuff with at least Roger was telling me, as big as like the Miami Dolphins and a couple other big names where you've done events for them. Does that sound right?
Yeah. So I'm actually the president of Miami Dolphins fan club here in Maryland called Dolphins MD. It's kind of based out of our home bases, the Green Turtle and Gambrels, which I DJ every Wednesday and Friday at. So I'm like the head DJ at that location, and pretty much been like the focal DJ in the Green Turtle Corporation for, like they weren't really doing DJs as much as they were until they saw the success at the Gambrels location. My residency at the Green Turtle has been probably over 3-4 years now, and that's faithfully Wednesdays and Fridays. But yeah, just a little bit about myself though. I've been pretty much DJing for about 15 years. Started when I was 21 years old. So, kind of like over time built myself, went through some ups and downs. I mean, obviously the entertainment business is like, it's a cutthroat.
I'm sure it's tough.
It's a cutthroat industry by all means. But, if we go into a little bit of detail about my story eventually.
I would love to go into detail about your story. And I think that if you're young and you want to get into, like, a lot of people want to do what he's doing, especially if you're young and you're watching this and you want to be a DJ. What I love about you is that you've don't forget the business part of this. Like people hear business and they think like brick and mortar. Not that you don't need that, or you may not though. That's the thing. Like you don't have to have brick and mortar and 20 employees. Like there's so many things that are just so important that if you're smart and you're hustle driven and you want to do something like, be a DJ or have an event service or something, you got to do these things right. You got to have the LLC or make sure you do all those necessary components to make a business so you can get all the advantages of owning a business, all the help. Go into that more later, but I commend you for that instead of just like, oh yeah, because I have a couple buddies that DJ, but they don't have the entertainment business or the side where like this is a business and I DJ for this business.
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing about me and how I evolved. I never knew or kind of looked at it as a business until I got my head on straight, and once I got my head on straight, it's kind of when I was like, oh, so I've been doing this backwards the whole time. Like when you're young, you're just getting into DJ. You're like, it's a party lifestyle. It's it's fun. There's girls. There's party, drugs, all this stuff, and it's like it seems so fun. And from the outside perspective, everybody's like, oh, that's easy. Anybody can do it. But until like in my line where how I grew up, and after I got my shit together, and long story short, like once I got sober. I would say I'm 37 now, but like around 33, I decided to stop drinking, stop doing drugs, stop smoking, all that stuff. Just kind of like focus on myself. And then once.
Can I ask why?
So
because I'm in recovery. I don't know if Roger told you that.
Yeah. He told me about that, and that's
I've been blasting my business all over this thing for like years, so everybody knows. You know what I mean? Everybody already knows all my dirt, but that's usually everybody loves a comeback story and loves to hear. So I think most of what people want to hear about, like the success is cool, but I think their response to that success is heavily weighed on like where that person comes from, because everybody loves a comeback story.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I'd love to know. You know what I mean? If you're willing to share.
Oh hell yeah. I think that's good for everybody. It's even in my shoes right now at their age. But like when I turned 33 and I'm just like looking at the perspective of life, and you're like 33 years old. I've been partying for the last I've been partying since I was 14 years old. But like when I went to like the Annapolis scene, because that's where most of my residencies are, is where I started DJing. It's a party scene. The coke's there. Like the drugs are there. Like drinking. It just kind of comes all together. And like you just live this party life for so long. I get to a point where it's like you go on those 3 days, 4 day benders, and it's like, man, the anxiety for the recovery days are like getting longer, and you're just like, how long can your body withstand living that party lifestyle, especially the way I was living? And it wasn't nothing bad happened to me. I mean, like I was just like getting to a point I was kind of getting over it, and I was like, I went to a Super Bowl in Tampa, where Tampa Bay was home for the Super Bowl. I had an amazing time, and like I was on the way back home. We're about to get on a plane. I was with this guy, Bill O'Brien, and we were just like, I think I need to do like a 40-day cleanse. And I was like, you'll do it with me? I was like, looked at him, I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, and then I decided to do that. He lasted 3 days, and then I lasted like 4 years. And he's an older guy, like 50 years old. But like after like 45 days went, I just started seeing so much change in myself, feeling better, waking up, like being able to be productive. And then, like I said, it lasted probably like 4 years. I mean, I'm still sober, like not doing drugs or whatever, but now that I've got my mind on straight, I'm able to have, a drink with my father-in-law, or like just with family, or like if I'm celebrating something with somebody, I'll take like a shot or something like that. But I've got my head on right now. So like, and then not until I got that part where I'm like completely sober is where I realized that the opportunities that were coming, like the type of opportunities, and just seeing all that type of stuff that was coming my way, like it was just getting better and better and better. And just I was open, like my mind was so much clearer to do all these things. And so I just like I just continued it, just being productive is what really drove me. And then, like I said, not until like I started to realize that, like, all right, the business is becoming booming now. Like, let me start brand myself a little bit better. Let me, doing weddings and, bigger events. And then obviously with my fandom for the Miami Dolphins, I was doing this event in New York City for the MetLife Takeover. Is for a fan club out there called Dolphins NYC. And I met a DJ down there. I was just going to the game, and he was DJing at this event. It was like a pre-party for it. And every year the Miami Dolphins play the Jets, obviously, in New York. And they host this big event. It's like a couple thousand Dolphins fans take over, MetLife Stadium, and it's called the MetLife Takeover. And I just linked with this one DJ, and sometimes it's really hard to link with other DJs. Some of them are just like assholes, like they're just like, oh, that's my shine, blah, blah, blah. But it was funny because I'm an MC and a DJ, so he wasn't really a type of DJ who get on the mic. So I was like, do you mind if I, do the mic and you do the DJ or whatever? He was like, yeah, hell yeah. So me and him clicked from the jump. And, for like 4 or 5 years straight, we just did it together. And he was living in New York at the time. He's from Miami, and then he moved back to Miami. He was like, you can pretty much take over the New York thing because I'm not going to be able to travel back and forth. So I started doing it by myself. And, just met a lot of people. Actually, I met CEO for the Dolphins, and got introduced with some people for AMC Theater. So in 2020, I did New York City, Times Square at AMC Theaters for New Year's Eve. And it was like a big eye-opening experience. And it was like, I was like, from there, I was just like seeing all the different type of things that I can, you know, possibly do it myself. And like, you know, just those type of gigs were just like motivating me even more to keep pushing, you know. So, and I already did the partying for the last 15 years. So it was like, I'm good on that. I'm like, you know, I want to, you know, I didn't have nothing to show for anything when the whole like, you know, first 13 years of DJing, I had no money, nothing like in my bank account to show for it. And I was just like living this party lifestyle. Like it's all facade, you know, but then, you know, once I got my shit together, it's like, all right, now I got money in my account. Like now I'm married, you know, now I have a kid on the way.
Oh yeah,
you know,
congratulations!
I bought a
man.
house. You know what I mean? It's like everything changed for the better for me. So, and it's like it came a long way because, like, you know, I got fired back in 2009. I was working at Home Depot. I was a department supervisor at 18 years old for doors and windows, and they fired me for some bogus like safety violation on a forklift, right? And I was like, I had no job. I was like, and one of my buddies who was DJing at the time, Phil Doan, he's now a tattoo artist. He just called me and was like, come on downtown and like, let me show you around, blah, blah, blah. And like, I showed up and he's DJing on this little mixer with 2 iPods, right? And it was just like the little small rinky-dink thing. And I'm like, all right, so I started playing music. I'd show up every Tuesday with the little iPod with my music and just start mixing it. And it was like, man, this is fun. Like, you know, like this is like bringing happiness to my life and like seeing what I can do to people in a crowd and the reactions of their faces and stuff like that. And long story short to that, like, you know, eventually I was like, how would you feel if I invested into real DJ equipment? Because, you know, from an outside perspective, like in the real DJ industry, if somebody's seen me DJing on that type of equipment, they're going to look at me and not take me serious. So I was like, I wanted to invest everything that I had at that time, which I sold all my Jordans. I have a big shoe collector. I sold everything for that $7,000 worth of equipment that I had to buy to just get my shit, like the starter kit, basically,
right.
You know?
$7,000. That's actually really impressive.
Yeah. And he,
$7,000 worth of shoes, dude?
Yes,
Holy shit.
Yes. I mean,
I was thinking, I'm like, damn.
I mean, I had every pair of retros you could possibly think of, but, you know, I literally, and he was so cool because he wasn't like, and this is not like downplay on him, but he wasn't a DJ at all. He was just like, he was doing it for the girls. He was doing it for the fame. And he had what, like, you know, obviously the celeb status. That's why, you know, he was in that place. And, you know, when he saw what I was capable of doing in a little bit amount of time, he was just like, Turtle, you got it. Like, you can take it, all my gigs. I don't care. Just let me get behind the booth whenever you know, I want to get up there and Diddy Bop or whatever.
Yeah.
At the time, that was Diddy Bop, and I don't know if that's appropriate anymore. But, yeah, I mean, but, you know, I mean, like, it was just like I kind of saw something that kind of created happiness in my life and that I was actually pretty good at from the start. And, you know, over time, I just got better and working on the craft. And, you know, until now, I created a business out of it. And it's actually a lucrative business, you know.
Do you have, or have you considered other MCs or DJs, adding them to the scene?
The hardest part about that is trusting another DJ, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, if you're going to put your name on the line for somebody, like if just say Roger was a DJ, right? And I like, yo, Roger, I got this wedding for you to do or this gig for you to do. And then a week before the wedding, he's like, oh, I can't do it. And, you know, something's up. Or, like, you know, when you're younger, you're tend to making all the excuses in the world why you can't do something or why you can't be somewhere. And, you know, if that's my business, if that's your brand, and you tell the client, hey, yeah, I don't have a DJ for you now.
So-and-so sick for your wedding. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
nah, that ain't going to work.
Yeah, and I mean, this is somebody's, you know, prized day of their, you know, one of their monumental life events. And, you know, you putting them through that stress, you know, a week before or whatever, like, it's kind of hard to count on somebody. So I have a couple people that I really trust, but, you know, I don't trust nobody but better than myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I'm fully booked. You know, I'm usually booked out 3 to 5 months in advance. Sometimes even longer for weddings. Weddings are usually about a year, but you know, it's it gets to a point where it's like, you know, you need to have people you can trust. And that's what I do every day, is trying to find somebody who is like-minded as me and got their head on their shoulders. Like, you know, I do have other DJs that work with me, but like, are they ready for that type of, you know, I don't know, you know, and that they have to prove themselves, you know, and, you know.
Yeah, I could see that, man. I know from as a business owner how hard it is to find good, especially young people, man. But I mean, I'm just thinking about playing the whole thing out. Like, what would you do? You know what I mean? You'd have to essentially be the backup to them, and then it's kind of restrictive anyhow. Where
well, what if I'm already booked?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't be able to book, so then it's like, well, then why have someone else do it? You know what I mean? Because if I have to like block my time off in addition to your time, then why are you doing it? No, I'm just not.
I mean, because that at the end of the day costs me a lot of money because I'm taking a deposit for every gig that I do or everything I book, and then if they don't show up, I gotta, you know.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. That's difficult, dude. I mean, maybe it only ever is. You know, maybe the addition to the team and the business is more folks that can support you. You know what I mean, or help get that brand out, or. I don't know. It's an interesting. I'm thinking out loud over here, but I'm sure you've done plenty of that. But I mean, the bottom line is, if you want to be a DJ in an entertainment business, this is the right way to do it. Not just like probably what he first described. And again, not knocking that guy, but like that's probably what most of them are doing. You know what I mean? Whereas like a real deal entrepreneur, I think that's the difference in like DJ. Just doing it because he wants to diddy bop, or again, I don't know if that's appropriate or not either, and just wants attention, or like doing it because like, hey, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm good at, and I enjoy doing this, but I'm going to make this a business because why not? You know, they say you enjoy what you do and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I mean, I live by that. Like that's the thing. Like I get to DJ. I literally put smiles on people's faces and entertain people, and I get paid for doing this. And like I said, like when I'm up there, it's like peace. You know what I mean? It's that tranquil. Like I could be having the worst day of my life, but I don't ever take that with me when I go into a gig. So it's like when I go there, it's like headphones on. It's like, yeah, all right, time to let go. You know, do what I'm good at and show people that, and then people see it and they respect it. You know, and you know, it's just, you know, and my buddy Phil. I love him to death, and he'll tell you the same thing that I said it. But it's funny that I say that because, you know, I was always telling him how great of an artist he is, and he ended up, you know, I was telling him, you should be a tattoo artist. Like, and then eventually he was like, now he's full blown out tattoo artist. You know, Roger knows him. Like, he's a great dude. Like I always consider him my big brother, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. So. It's kind of funny how tables turn. Like I took the DJ aspect, and he went to tattooing. So, but I would tell the younger generation that wants to be a DJ, like I understand the party's gonna be there, but if you really want to make something out of it and make it lucrative, like worry about the gigs now and like doing the best out of them, and you know, creating a brand for yourself and not getting trapped up in the whole party scene, because the party scene, it's going to be there. Like I'm in a party every night that I go out, but do you choose to indulge in the party or focus on your craft and making sure that every performance is the best performance? You know what I'm saying? Because
that's a great way to look at it. You're an artist. You're performing.
Yeah. Because that's what you're going to be judged at the end of the day. Because I can tell you right now, watching some DJs out in the club, you know, being on the mic drunk, and then like I'm like, damn, that used to be me probably. I swear I was drunk as they are, and I'm like, I was probably embarrassing like that. But and now that, you know, I don't get like that, and I focus on, you know, the performance. I'm like, there's no way that can happen to me now. So you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's only going to be what your quality, your best performance every time.
Yeah.
What's the biggest venue or event, or what's the biggest you've ever done, or what's your favorite, like the most, like this is awesome?
So obviously working with the Miami Dolphins was really fun. I did the tail,
especially because I guess you're a fan.
Yeah, I mean that is like that tops everything because how much I love the Miami Dolphins. But obviously AMC theaters, that was like epic experience. Like it was kind of surreal, just like having to carry equipment on a train, just to take it to the like all the roads are blocked off. Times Square. Have you ever been to Times Square on New Year's? It's ridiculous. And
it was Times Square in New Year's in New York.
In New York. So
there's probably a shit ton of people there.
It was ridiculous. It was this AMC theaters is 4 floors and it's on a skyscraper. I was on the top floor, VIPs only. It was ridiculous. It was, and at the time, it was my biggest gig yet because I've never had a gig that big, and I was just like, wow. And then the pandemic hit 3 months later. And then everything went to shit. And like at that time, I was like, all the DJs lost their jobs. Everything went away. Like nobody could go outside, so I had a hole in my soul when I lost it. And I started going in a downward spiral, drinking a lot, and just because that's all you could do during the pandemic was just drink and, get fucked up. And so after the pandemic kind of went away, started to get the gigs back slowly. Places weren't paying as much because they were still recovering. It's like, and then I just decided, that, that year was like, no more drinking. Let's just focus on me. And it's been great ever since. Like, I'm booked year round. Very rarely do I have a Friday or Saturday off, which my wife, she hates. So I mean, eventually, like I want to say like the 5-year outlook of me right now, obviously, in this industry, it is one of those things. It's about who you know. You know what I'm saying? I can meet somebody like I did at the MetLife Takeover, CEO to Dolphins, and didn't get the connection that I got. It's all about just meeting somebody that'll vouch for you.
Mm-hmm.
I was just speaking to my guy DJ Breezy in Miami, and he's on a radio in Miami, and he's in big clubs. And I asked him the other day, just out of like, just like, what is your recommendation for me to get like, bigger clubs, get into bigger venues, or just even get my head into the radio? And he said exactly what I knew he was going to say. And it's all about who you know and who can vouch for you. You have that one person to vouch for you and just say, give them a shot. Because that's all I need personally. And everything that I've ever done is give me a shot and I'll prove it to you. And I'll make you look good. You know what I'm saying?
I love what you just said because I got to finish it, man. I got some notes on it, but a book on like strategic relationships. I've said this a couple times, but like that's a perfect example. So, all right, it's all about who you know. But if you just kind of leave that at that, it's like, all right, well, hopefully I meet somebody. Like, where's the action? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an action part behind that.
Yeah.
Like, all right, now, who do I need to know? So then you got to, like, for me, I would do a little bit of reconnaissance. Like, well, who do I need to know? You know what I'm saying? Are there some local radios or podcasts or anything that I can do to start getting my brand out there like this? How do I strategically put myself in front of them? Who do I know that they know? You know what I mean? Like, you start... Who is it? You identify them first, like who is it, and then how do I get on their radar?
Yeah.
And it might need to be I need to get on this dude's radar to get on this dude's radar.
Yeah.
So I start here, and this person I know knows this person knows. I'm telling you, man, it's if that gets you to where your ultimate goal, like it's absolutely, and it's so much about in many places and points in life who you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's my struggle is that find that person, because you can't just live the life that's one day I'll meet somebody at one of these gigs, because you know what I mean? Like if your gigs aren't like super big right now, you might never meet that person. You might be following that that path for a long time and never get where you need to be. But me in general is like meeting good people and just like just being able to conversate and filtering out the ones that that you're just like, I get it all the time. It's like, I know this person, I know that person. And it's like that you'll never see that person again, or that person never, they're just there talking, So, I mean, just kind of, it's one of those things. It's like, that's my struggle is to find, the right person that I need to be aiming for, but eventually, I don't want to have to DJ 4 nights a week, doing 2 small gigs a week. You know what I mean, at a bar or something like that. I want to spend time with my kids. I'd rather do big festivals or big clubs. You know what I'm saying, and work on my actual business, the entertainment side. And doing, because weddings, I mean, it's the most lucrative part of DJing. You know what I mean? Other than like the big clubs, like, and festivals, and being like a, EDM producer, DJ, those guys make ridiculous amounts. Of the mainstream DJs, they make millions and millions of dollars, but there's a lot more involved in being that type of DJ than being a wedding DJ or just being a bar DJ. There's levels, you know what I'm saying? You just got to figure out where you fit in and where you want to go.
Do you ever see yourself wanting to be at that level? Like all the way up there with like the best of the best? Yes.
I mean, that's always been the goal. Me personally, I'd like to be a club DJ. That is obviously,
that would be your like pinnacle. Like
that's that's the goal. You know what I'm saying?
I got this dope club where I'm the dude. I'm here every night. Like, you don't need to be. What are some of those guys? I don't know.
I mean, but
Avicii, whatever, Avicii, and
he's passed away. He's passed away. But I mean, like that
the
is
guy with the marshmallow head.
Yeah, marshmallow. Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, marshmallow. Yeah. Oh. I mean, like that is great. Obviously, that
now you just wear a mask, dude.
I got a turtle head too.
Do you really?
I do. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't wear it. Why? Because you can barely see out of that damn thing. I've done it, but I like, you know what? Every time I do it, it's like I know my board. You know what I'm saying? So I know how to do it, but it's like it's annoying as hell. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, nah.
I feel like now you're almost like better off not. You know what I mean? Like that's like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
I mean, like, because like all them dudes do it now. Like there was the robot dudes, the two brothers. They're like, or I don't know, they're brothers, but they just both dress like robots. I don't know, or they look like robots to me. They look like wearing masks like that. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Dead Mouse. Or is it Dead
Mouse or whatever it is?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think so. Yeah, it's two dudes that are always wearing. If I know who they are, they got to be mainstream because like I don't know nothing about that. I just see him on like I'm like, oh, all right. You got the guy with the marshmallow and the X. Then there's another one with like, I don't know. He's got like a Mickey Mouse type like head. Then you got the robot looking dudes. Whatever, bro. You all know what I'm talking about. It's not my industry. How do I know them? You know what I mean? Like, but because they collab with a lot of famous people, so like that's how I find out who they are. Anyhow, you looking to be like, you already said what you're looking to do. You're looking more like I want to be an established, reputable club, and that's my place. Yeah,
and obviously, I would like my business to be to where as though like I can control, the DJs that are trying to do the same thing that I'm doing, and just like, put people in place and obviously make people happy in terms of like, their like weddings can be very fun. You know what I'm saying? I've had this past year, the weddings that I did, I've had probably the best like newlywed couples that I DJ'd for in my whole 15-year career was this year, and it was like one of the funnest. And me doing the new with TikTok and all that stuff, using the stuff that they do on TikTok to kind of like enhance the entertainment in the wedding, like doing videos and have them like get in lines, and I've taken a lot of, and that's me in my whole career. I've always, like when I was younger and I didn't have that many gigs and I was going to the club, I would literally sit there and watch the DJs, like listen to what they did and how they transitioned, what they transitioned to, and like just watching somebody, you can learn a lot. I think like especially with DJing, like you have your style, and then you can kind of see what works, and how your mic skills can affect the way you transition and all that good stuff. Like you can. There's a lot of good DJs out there that you can learn from, and then there's a lot of shitty DJs that you can
still learn from.
You can learn from, yes.
Learn what not to do.
Yeah, you learn what not to do, and you can obviously see what's good for you. You know what I'm saying? You can take what you want out of everything and kind of make the best of it, and that's kind of how I've always been. And, I'll continue to. And the people that follow me and that will take advice from me, I mean, I've had the ups and downs, and that's what this industry is. It's a roller coaster. Sometimes you're gonna be up, sometimes you're gonna be down. But
say about sales, man.
But if you live like every day, like you don't have it or it can be taken away from you, like you have to keep that grind. You can't slow down on it, because if you slow down, it starts to fiddle away. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep your, foot down on the pedal. And that would be my advice to the younger guys.
I was just getting ready to ask that. So that's great. Watch. You want to know the path. You want to know how to get to the destination. Find somebody who's walked the path. Yeah. Remember that dude told us that? Yeah, that was dope. But I'm going to watch this guy, be a student of the game. But you can tell, man, it's interesting, and just like why you're successful and you view this is art for you. You know what I mean? Like even the wedding gigs, you're like, no, I love those. And like I'm up with TikTok trends. What's hot? Because everybody's on TikTok. And then I go to the wedding event, and then I'm busting out the newest thing, and they're all, you know what I mean? Like that's awesome, man. And I'm sure you get a lot of, I don't know, adrenaline or just like joy out of just like seeing like a plan, what you put together come into fruition, and then work well executed. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure that's got to be awesome, man. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I could see how that, like, because you're putting into you're creating a performance. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna add this piece in because this is trending or this is popular, and then you see it all come together and work. Yeah, I think that's why you own an entertainment company. Yeah, I think that's the difference. You're a great DJ, very successful, very a student of your craft, but you're also got that entrepreneur, like grind. I gotta deliver here. Like I'm expected to put on a performance. I'm not just coming out here and playing from an iPad. Yeah. Blah 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 blah. But like I'm coming out here and like, all right, like I'm doing my homework. That's very impressive, man. So if you want to learn any of that stuff, first of all, if you want to shout at him directly, how can we find you?
I'm on all the social medias at DJ Syck Turtle. That's SYCK. Yep, Syck Turtle. My website is also www.djsyckturtle.com. Obviously, Instagram, Snapchat, all the good stuff, Facebook. And obviously my Syck Events, all that stuff is on there. I'm in the process of trying to either make a Syck Events separate website or kind of like intertwining both of them, but there is the part on my website for the obviously bookings and stuff like that. So
and currently they can see you at the Green Turtle every
Wednesday and Friday. So Wednesday, it's more of a laid back. I'm more of like a host. I host a beer pong tournament. It's every Wednesday from like 9:30 to 12. It's like tag team double elimination beer pong tournament. It's free to enter. Anybody wants to come. It's real fun. I mean, like if you just want to, just have a chill Wednesday. Obviously I DJ, but Fridays is like the turn up. It's called Feel Good Fridays. It's at the Green Turtle in Gambrills, the same as on Wednesday. And like I said, I've been doing that residency it's been going. Obviously, when a residency lasts as long as it lasts, you can know that it's something special, And I enjoy it. I do. Do I see myself there long term? I see myself doing bigger things than just the Green Turtle. Sure. Obviously, eventually I'd have to evolve into something. I would like to replace that with bigger clubs. But you know what? You live right now. You know what I'm saying? You always look at the future, but you have to live right now, because if it's working, but you also have to take some risks sometimes, which I do believe in. But Green Turtle has done a lot of good things for me, and I'm a loyal person. Obviously, Roger will tell you, like, I see younger people, and I always try to give them little input on everything. Mm-hmm. Like, I follow a lot of like groups on Facebook for like weddings and stuff like that. Like couples looking for DJs, looking for photographers, and I'm always like tagging Roger, get on this, get on this group, because like literally. You just build yourself. You build like an image for yourself, and you can make your pre-made pamphlets, or just like just a way to get their attention. And if they call you, they call you. But if you're not creating yourself leads, you're not really, you're really missing out on a lot of business. So just like any profession, like like construction, any type of industrial businesses and stuff like that, they're looking for leads. Like how you get your leads is how you like promote your business, you know? Like, how do you get yourself out there? Like, how do you find those leads? That's the key to everything. So
I'm texting a friend of mine who's a mentor of mine, CEO, some of the major companies around. He's already texted me back. And he has a friend, mentee, actually works for him now. You met Adam, who used to own some big DC clubs. Doesn't anymore because now he's one of us, one of me. I know you're not like in the actual sobriety scene. I know you're sober, but like I am. There won't be any occasional drinking for your boy, dude. We might be. We have a little bit. We've proven that's just not worth the test.
Well, see,
so, that's me though. You didn't. Your story, while amazing, you weren't out there robbing people or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So we don't have to worry about you. You know.
Yeah. No. I know. I get it. I mean, like, so, like, I got to a point and I was like, you know, I knew I had to reset my mental state. Like, you know, I was living that every week, the same loop, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, recover, Tuesday, recover, you know, and do it all over again, like nonstop. Like, and it was just like, you know, it's just got repetitive, but like, you know, like I had to reset my mind completely. And like I said, it took me like 3-4 years. And then like, I got to a point where it's like, I can have a drink. I can be, you know, I have just a simple drink with like on a Sunday watching football with my new father-in-law, you know, but like knowing where you were is not where, that's not the good you. That's not you. So, but then like, you know, the hard part about it is like, well, if I had that drink, do you think I would want the Coke next? But now my body has completely left that mental state where it's like, I can have that drink and not have to worry about, because that's what it was back, you know, when I was turning up. It was like after that second beer, it's like, oh, where the Coke at? Yeah. Let's get out of here, ladies. Like, let's get it. Yeah. So go
to the bathroom.
Yeah. And that's
time to play some music, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
you know what I mean? So I bet you were up there looking crazy as hell, man.
I hope not. I mean, actually, in my,
I find some video. Anybody has any?
I have videos, but thankfully, I wasn't one of those guys. Like,
okay.
And the crazy thing is, I see them all the time now, and you know, being
because you're sober. Oh man, you're right. You got to have a good front row seat.
But because you live that life, right? So now you see those people like that dude is yak.
Yep. Like you see him out in the club.
Yeah. Jaws stuck.
Biting, looking like he's chewing peanut butter all night.
Yeah, I mean, like, and like, but like you said though, everybody's different. Like, you know, like, I cold turkeyed it, honestly. Like, I literally just stopped and just kind of focused my mind on other things and trying to stay busy. And I know a lot of people will tell you that's the biggest thing, going sober in that first, like, you know, the first trimester of it is like, you know, it's like, you know,
making a sober baby.
Yeah, it's really like the first couple months, and like, you know, the first year is like just stay focused and, you know,
busy is
one
good.
Day at a time, and you know the urges are gonna come, and you just have to kind of like tell your mind somewhere else, and you know, kind of focus on other things. And you know, I kind of use coffee. It was just like, you know, coffee, energy drinks. I mean, yeah, maybe not the most healthiest, but you know.
Whatever, dude. They're certainly more healthy, I'm sure,
than drugs.
Than fucking cocaine.
Yeah. So, I mean,
especially now, man, because that other stuff's in everything. I'm just saying.
Well,
fentanyl and everything else, you never know.
I just had a conversation with somebody about that. Like, you know,
especially in our area.
When I stopped, like the 3 years that, you know, 3-4 years that I was sober, it's like in that period of time, so many people died. So many people died from, like, you know, fentanyl and stuff like that. It's like you're playing Russian roulette, you know? Like, before it even gets to you, do you know how? Yes. Do you know what you're really getting? You know, do the drug dealers even know what they're getting?
No.
You know?
Hell no. And do you think they
give
care?
a shit? No.
Unless it messes with their money. That's about the only time they care.
Yeah. So.
And
drug dealer's never your friend. So.
No, that's true. You might think so.
Yeah.
I promise you, they're not. I've had a couple that were like actually good dudes, but.
Because none of them are around at all anymore.
Yeah.
You stop buying, they're gone.
No longer a customer. You got nothing for them.
Yeah, well, I'm in a way better spot. Now they see me, they're like, "Man, you look so great." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit."
Right. Yeah, because I don't see you anymore.
Yeah. Right.
No longer see you.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, you lose a lot of friends in this whole thing, but it's
Were they really friends? You know what I'm saying?
No.
And you end up becoming something that a lot of them like. Because I mean, some of them might, hey, look, partying and stuff's fun, but then you become something. We're like, damn, because you're like a glaring reminder of like their bad choices.
Yeah, I mean, if you asked me, the year before I went sober, if I ever be sober, I would look at you like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, hell no. Yeah, it's funny, man. I used to say that all the time. Like, sobriety is overrated.
And if I could do it, the person who was doing 3-4 day benders every week for, 10 years plus, everybody, they used to call me turned up turtle. And and all my buddies from like the Bowie area, all the people that I used to really, just hang out and party with, like, they're all like, dude, I'm so proud of you from where you came, because you were like the turn up of all the party, always, and you're still now. So it's like, and I that's the one thing I was afraid of when I went sober. I was like, am I going to be the same DJ, or am I going to be the same person? No, I became a better person, better DJ. Like, everything became better. That's why I was like, this is the path for me, And until you try it, until you do it, and once you feel that the succession your body takes, you'll thank yourself later. And that's the honest truth.
I think that's a no better spot to end on there, man. So we've got his information. You want to say it one more time, where they can book you, call you, find you anywhere above?
My website, www.djsyckturtle.com. That's SYCK. Phone number 410-562-5529 for bookings. Syck Events is my company, Syck Events Entertainment. If you ever need a wedding, any type of parties, I'm always here for anybody. Just my advice is get to me early. Don't call me.
I was getting ready to say that man's booked for a year. And look, check it out. If you're a club owner, or if you anybody knows, it's a directional mic, so let me make sure I say this clear. Anybody knows anybody in a big club, to give this man a start there. You heard it here first, where you want to get him before somebody else does, because they're going to. So it might be a leg up for you. All right, brother, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you.
I love your journey. I love your story. Hopefully we're able to help somebody. If you want to be a DJ also, I'm sure he'd be fine. Reach out. Ask. Ask the person who's been there before. If you want to know more about the destination, ask somebody who's walked the path. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for having me.